You want to make me happy, yes or no?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, babe. Like, I'll look into it, and if I can make it happen, I'll try and make it happen. I mean, I really need this marriage to work because I'll lose everything if it doesn't. This is basically the highest stakes gamble that I ever made.
Like, just find someone who just is like you then. Why do I always have to compromise what I want, who I am and stuff? Why?
Ah, boo-hoo, what a tough life these people live, huh? Why do they always have to compromise, whether it's lavish over-the-top weddings or living exactly the life they want? Well, I'll tell you why. Money. Money, money, money. It's the source of a lot of unhappiness in this new season of The Other Way. So, let's kick off proceedings with a returning couple, Luke and Madelein.
Yo quisiera agradecer primeramente a mi familia, gracias a mí, porque sé la disciplina, esfuerzo y dedicación con el cual participo.
Madelein is keen to follow in Jasmine's footsteps, it seems. I mean, there's just so many similarities between the two of them, isn't there? They're both Latina, with Madelein coming from Colombia, of course. They both got engaged thinking that their fiancé was rich, thinking that they'd be the sugar baby, and both of them, whilst with said fiancés, have also been embroiled in cheating accusations with their exes. Oh, and just to add to the mix, Madelein is now also competing in beauty pageants. Like, honestly, if you told me I was watching Jasmine in her youth, I'd believe you.
And we deserve to be treated like the queens we are. And that is how Luke, my fiancé, tricks me. I am Hen Queen.
No, Madelein, you're not a queen. You might have won a beauty pageant, but you're not a queen, you're a diva. Now, as I'm sure you recall, the last time we saw Luke and Madelein was in Love in Paradise Season 4. They had a lot of issues. I mean, trust, communication, and of course, most importantly, money. Remember, at the time that they met, Luke had a high-flying job. He was able to support her lifestyle. He spent approximately $100,000 giving her the life she wanted, including a luxury apartment, all sorts of lavish gifts, and her own beauty salon business. But they want us to believe it wasn't the money that made them fall in love. No, of course not. They just had a magical bond.
we got along right away. What? You know, we just met. How is this that easy?
It was so weird because he told me, "You're gonna to be my wife."
Ah, yeah, the good old days. The days when Luke still had money. Don't forget, once rich Luke lost his job, he was a broke sugar daddy. Now, the fact that he hid this from Madeleine tells you everything you need to know. He was worried that would be the end of their relationship if she found out. Like, he was clearly worried that her motives were indeed financial, which also explains why he wanted her to sign a prenup. Now, despite a lot of resistance to that, despite it almost costing them their relationship, Madeleine did eventually sign the prenup. So here we are today, with the pair of them engaged and Madeleine now planning their wedding. A lavish wedding. A lavish wedding that Luke can no longer afford. And that isn't even their only issue.
It's been a whole year, and Madeleine is pissed that I'm still in the States. But I keep telling Madeleine that I don't have the money to make this move.
Yeah, they still live in different countries, and while he isn't financially ready to move, Madeleine has given him an ultimatum. Move or else. And so, good little puppy dog Luke is now finally moving to Colombia permanently. But with their wedding now only 3 weeks away, one thing you can bet your life on is their wedding isn't exactly going to improve his financial situation.
I promised Madeleine the wedding of her dreams, but I'm in a lot of debt. I invested in sunglasses and a jewelry line, and it hasn't turned a profit yet.
So Luke is in exactly the same boat as the last time we saw him. He has a string of businesses that he's trying to launch, and he's in a lot of debt. But the problem is, Madeleine doesn't really care. She demands the wedding of her dreams, which includes, get this, a helicopter for her arrival.
You want to make me happy, yes or no?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, babe. Like, I'll
Okay.
I'll look into it, and if I can make it happen, I'll try and make it happen.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise that he's still in debt, is it? It's his own fault. He's the one that promised her and made her accustomed to this luxury lifestyle, and he's still, even now, incapable of saying no to her. He can't put his foot down. Probably because he still fears what that would mean for their future. So how can he afford this then? How is he going to try to make the helicopter happen, as he puts it?
It's probably better for me to stay here, continue to work and save money so that I can fully provide the wedding and lifestyle that she wants.
Honestly, what kind of relationship would that even be? That's a great way to start married life, isn't it? He stays in one country so that he can provide for her, while she, meanwhile, splashes the cash that he doesn't have in another country thousands of miles away. Like, Luke is worried that Madeleine will leave him if he can't give her everything, but also that she'll leave him if he doesn't join her in Colombia. And the problem is, it seems impossible to keep Madeleine happy, no matter what he does. Like, take for example the wedding shoes that Luke has picked out. Madeleine detests them.
I don't want to ruin her day over a pair of shoes.
Well, that's a problem if a pair of shoes is going to ruin the wedding. Holy crap.
Now, Luke's dad, who's out shopping with Luke, makes a very good point. Like, he just doesn't understand why Luke is expected to spend even more money when he already has a perfectly good pair of shoes. Like, they are, after all, just shoes. I mean, given all the extravagance of the wedding, the helicopters and all the other fancy stuff they've no doubt got planned, surely their guests aren't going to spend all that much time looking at his shoes. Give me a break, he says. Like, you need to save money, Luke.
You got bills to pay when we get down there. You don't have to spend a fortune for it to be a nice day.
Yeah.
You got the rest of your life with her.
I don't know how well Luke's dad knows Madeleine, but I have a feeling his future daughter-in-law won't agree with his views here. She wants a wedding that's over the top. Just a nice day isn't gonna cut it for her. Now, since Luke knows his bride, he knows he better start earning some good money fast. So he's come up with a brand new harebrained scheme to try and support her luxury lifestyle.
I had the chance to purchase a property 2 hours outside of Medellin, and I plan to build a high-end, luxurious resort.
Yeah, that's right. Once again, Luke has got himself into even more debt. He's invested a bunch of money into something that doesn't actually exist. Now, to make matters worse, this investment is going to need even more money, even more investment to be able to build this high-end luxurious resort. But that's not the only problem he faces. You see, Luke seems to severely lack the kind of attribute that would even make this dream feasible. He has no follow-through. He seems to leave all of his projects half-finished.
And you go off on tangents. You're in quite a lot of debt. You spent a fortune on that jewellery and the glasses, and now you're putting that on the back burner to do another idea.
Look, Luke's dad knows his son well. If that's what he's saying, then that's likely what it is. I mean, that is certainly how it appears from the outside looking in. Instead of focusing on building the businesses that he's already invested a bunch of time and money into, he's lost interest and gone after a sparkly new idea. But Luke doesn't believe that that's a fair assessment. This property I bought, it was a great investment opportunity, he says. I had to grab it.
I mean, I'm not stupid.
You do stupid things.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I took a risk, and it is what it is.
I mean, I love to see people take risks, but educated risks.
Now, his dad admits that he's worried sick about Luke and his future. The most important thing, he says, is you and Madeleine. Money could become a very major issue between the two of you. And you can really tell that this is coming from a loving place. His dad is deeply concerned. Even as he's saying this, he begins to choke up. He is genuinely worried about Luke, and that finally makes Luke come to a realization.
I really need this marriage to work because I'll lose everything if it doesn't. This is basically the highest stakes gamble that I ever made.
Yeah, there is a lot that could potentially go wrong, and while I'm not a psychic, something tells me most of those things probably will go wrong. But for now, let's turn our attention to a new couple, Manon and Anthony. Now, these two are already married, but once again, money is a key theme in their relationship. You see, their opposing views on money and family are causing them some major problems.
Today I'm having a special photo shoot with my fat babes to showcase we can be plus-sized, curvy, fat, but loving ourselves.
Now, Manon, who originally comes from France, works as a plus-size model, but that isn't all she does. She's also very career-driven. She works as an executive marketing director for her own agency. But while she seems to be a bit of an outgoing workaholic, her husband, by contrast, seems to be the complete opposite.
I'm a shy person, and she's very outgoing and passionate.
He is the stay-at-home dad, and I am the one who works, provide.
But because she works so much, her marriage is now in trouble. You see, that is partly another reason why she's here doing this photo shoot today. Turns out, this is a farewell photo shoot. She's having to break the news to all of her friends that she's moving back to France. Now, Manon tells us that although she grew up in France, she never really felt at home there. Being plus size in France isn't easy, she says. Like, my school years were extremely tough.
I remember being bullied. All of the other kids at school were making fun of me, chewing gum in my hair, spitting on me, calling me the whale, calling me fat.
And sadly, she also goes on to tell us that even her own family didn't really know how to deal with someone that looks like her. I lived a very lonely existence, she says. So that raises the question, why exactly does she want to leave a country, a city that she loves, a job that she loves, to move back to a country where she was so miserable?
Finished my meeting. Come here, my baby.
Where's our mama?
Oh, come with mama.
Say hi to mama.
Come with Come here. Annie, come with me.
Yeah, the reason for her move is her child. You see, since Manon works so much, her family life has really suffered. I mean, she doesn't even have a bond with her own child. That's tragic. That's really, really sad. And as a result, her and Anthony have really begun to resent each other. He resents her because he does all of the childcare, she doesn't really help out, but equally she resents him because he's so close to their son Benjamin. He's got more of a bond with him than she has. So this horrible family dynamic led to her taking a drastic decision.
Our marriage was falling apart, so I said, why don't we sell our house and move to France? And really focus on us as a family.
Manon is giving up a lot, but she seems really intent to try and make her marriage work. Like, she seems genuine in her desire to salvage her marriage and her relationship with her son. But things are now moving extremely quickly. Their house was sold in a quick fire sale for cash, and they now need to be out in just 2 weeks. But as they're now trying to sell the rest of their assets, a lowball offer on their car triggers a bit of a meltdown.
No way. Like, no.
Well, I mean, it's one option.
No, but you have to move to France and go there, bro.
Now, were they to accept this offer, it would mean that they sell their car at a loss. Manon, ever the entrepreneur, ever the business lady, isn't prepared to take a loss. But Anthony thinks that she's overreacting. We're not broke, far from it, he reminds her. We have money in the bank, and we are both planning to work while in France. Although, I've got to say, his plans for working do sound quite worrying.
As soon as my French gets better, I can get a job in security or in some field where they're open to having someone that's either still learning or whatever level I'll be at.
Yeah, I mean, hoping his French improves doesn't sound like a solid plan. Now, thankfully, they are in a comfortable position. I mean, they will still have income coming in from Manon's business. But, given her past, given her background, she wants to have a sense of security. You see, Manon, when she first came to the States, was homeless, and that motivated her to work hard. It was that sense of nothing, that hopelessness, that has made her the workaholic she is today. Now, there are, of course, a lot of question marks about whether that drive will suddenly just disappear when she arrives in France, whether she'll be able to tone it down as she hopes to. But as far as her husband is concerned, that's precisely what she needs to do. She needs to learn how to be more content with the basics.
You wanting more has left me having an amazing relationship with Ben, you resenting me for it,
It has caused mental health issues for yourself.
You're constantly exhausted, Anthony says, and working the way you do has left us on the brink of divorce. All that effort and hard work you put into becoming financially stable hasn't helped you to build good relationships with the people that you love. So what's the point of that all?
Just find someone who just is like you then. Why do I always have to compromise what I want, who I am and stuff? Why?
Fights like these, with Manon saying that maybe they're just not compatible, have really taken their toll on this couple. But they both say they do want to try and fight for this marriage, fight for their son. Now, with their big move imminent, the next step in their preparations is to tell his family that they're going to be moving. They invite them all over for snacks, and it's here, whilst eating their snacks, that they drop the bombshell.
We're gonna move to France.
Wow.
Shut the front door.
Since they weren't expecting their house to sell so quickly, and since they didn't want to be talked out of moving, they hadn't told his family about their intentions. You can understand why everyone is shocked. Now, their shock is only amplified even more when they tell them that the move is permanent. We have no intention of ever coming back to the States, they say. Now, Anthony's sister knows all about the marital issues that these two are facing. She's pretty adamant that this drastic step isn't going to solve all of the problems that they think it will.
I just hope it's not a Band-Aid for a bullet hole, you
I
know?
don't think so. Sarah,
Okay.
Sarah, we're united in doing this, and you're kind of starting to push my buttons a little bit.
Firstly, I've got to say, it is kind of refreshing to see someone stand up to their family, take their wife's side like this. Someone like Brandon could definitely learn a thing or two here. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing the right thing. Sarah's concerns could well be valid, but it is nice that husband and wife are united. They are on the same page. Still, that is little consolation for Sarah. She's not impressed. She's very worried about this move, especially because only a few weeks ago, Manon confided in her that things were very rough.
Manon, when you talked to me and you said sometimes being with your brother makes me feel like I want to die inside.
Sarah, just let it go.
Those were her words.
Look, Manon may have told Sarah that in confidence, in secret, in a bid to try and maybe bond with her. But it now seems that confiding her feelings in Anthony's sister was a very bad idea. Now, sensing that this whole topic, this conversation is only headed towards disaster, the rest of their family tell Sarah to stop, but she doesn't. She keeps insisting that Manon, only a few weeks ago, was saying that she wanted a divorce.
You said those words to me, which is the only reason I have these concerns.
I think she said it to you in confidence.
I don't even remember saying the G word.
Manon admits that things between her and Anthony are hard. If I said that to you, well, it was only because I was trying to confide in you as my sister-in-law. I was trying to share a bond with you, she says. But that doesn't mean that I meant everything that I said. Now, again, the rest of the family seems to back her up. They actually seem like a normal family, which, again, is refreshing.
A normal family in 90-Day Fiance? This never happens!
But, once again, Sarah isn't done yet.
You just said I didn't say that, but then you also just said I was trying to create a bound by saying that. Do not speak over me right now.
Okay, get out of my house.
Okay.
Addy, I'm done.
Wow, that escalated quickly. I mean, it may only be one episode, but you really do get the sense that Manon is quite an impulsive, fiery lady. I wonder if the interactions with her family in France are going to be just as fiery. Yeah, Manon and Anthony have a lot to work through, and hopefully, maybe, the change of scenery will give them that opportunity. But, more than likely, it's also just going to add to their stress.